He stands in a space that refuses to be neutral. The left side holds warmth, not the warmth of fire, but of bodies moving through ordinary time. Light pools there like honey, soft and golden, clinging to the edges of figures who drift past one another without collision. Their forms blur at the shoulders, at the hips, as though they share something invisible that binds them into a single breathing shape. They walk together. They walk because others are walking. The ground beneath them has been worn smooth by 10,000 feet before theirs, and it will hold 10,000 more. There is no question of where it leads. It leads forward. It leads together. The light there asks nothing. It simply falls. The right side holds darkness, not absence, but depth. Shadows gather like water in a well, cool and still and fathomless. The space opens outward into silence, a silence so complete it feels architectural, built from the absence of voices, of footsteps, of shared breath. No one walks there. The ground is unmarked. The light that reaches this side comes from somewhere unseen, pale and thin, illuminating nothing except the fact of emptiness itself. To step into that space would be to leave an echo that no one else would hear. To stand there would be to stand alone, not as punishment, but as condition. Between them, he does not move. His clothing is plain, cotton, denim, nothing that signals allegiance to any particular century or creed. His hands hang at his sides. His shoulders are square but not tense. His face is still, not peaceful, not anguished. Still. He could be waiting for something. He could be deciding something. He could be neither. The image does not clarify. It only holds him there, suspended in the space where two possibilities refuse to collapse into one. There is no wind. There is no sound. There is only the fact of his standing, and the fact of the two paths, and the fact that he has not yet moved toward either. The warmth on the left is not false, it is real. The people there are not pretending. They belong to something larger than themselves, and that belonging cushions them against the sharp edges of their own uncertainty. To walk among them would be to let the current carry him, to trust that the direction has already been chosen by those who came before, by those who walk beside him now. There is safety in that. Not the safety of walls, but the safety of agreement, of shared rhythm, of not having to ask every question alone. The light there is kind. It does not interrogate. It does not demand. It simply welcomes. And in welcoming, it forgives the smallness of any single life within the whole. He could step left, he could join them, and in joining, he could rest. The darkness on the right is not evil. It is simply what remains when the voices stop. It is the space that opens when no one else can tell you what to do, when no tradition can carry the weight of your choice, when the ground beneath your feet is yours alone to consecrate or to abandon. To step into that silence would be to claim something, not power, but responsibility. The kind of responsibility that cannot be shared, cannot be diluted, cannot be softened by the presence of others who nod and say, "Yes, we understand. We have done this too." No one has done this. Not in the exact shape of your life, not with the exact weight of your hands. The silence there is not hostile, but it is unforgiving. It will not lie to you. It will not tell you that your choice was inevitable, that anyone else would have done the same. It will only reflect back the fact that you chose and that you could have chosen otherwise. He could step right. He could walk into that depth. And in walking, he could become accountable, but he does not move. And in not moving, he begins to feel the weight. It is not the weight of the paths themselves. The paths are light. They are only possibilities. The weight is in the standing. The weight is in the awareness that to choose one is to lose the other. Not temporarily, not hypothetically, but absolutely. To step left is to never know what lay waiting in the silence. To step right is to never know what comfort might have been found in the warmth. Both paths are real, both paths are alive, and the act of choosing will kill one of them forever. This is not a riddle. This is not a test with a correct answer hidden somewhere in the folds of the image. This is the shape of freedom. Not freedom as lightness, as flight, as the absence of constraint, but freedom as the unbearable presence of possibility. He is free, utterly free. And that freedom sits on his chest like a stone. He could refuse to choose. He could stand here balanced between the two and call it wisdom. He could say that he is waiting for more information, for a sign, for clarity. But the image does not change. The light does not shift. The figures on the left continue their blurred procession. The silence on the right continues its patient emptying. And he continues to stand. And the standing itself begins to harden into a choice. To stand is to not walk left. To stand is to not walk right. To stand is to choose the paralysis of infinite possibility over the finality of commitment. And that too is a decision. That too will shape the rest of his life. There is no escape from this. There is no angle from which the burden dissolves. If he steps left, he will wonder. If he steps right, he will doubt. If he stands still, he will calcify. Every option is a loss. Every option is a wager. And the cruelty of the moment is not that he must choose incorrectly, but that he must choose at all, without certainty, without guarantee, without the consolation of knowing that the path he did not take would have led somewhere worse. The warmth on the left whispers that he does not have to bear this alone. The silence on the right whispers that no one else can bear it for him. Both are true. Both are unbearable. His breath is shallow, his pulse is steady, his eyes are open. He sees both paths. He understands both paths. And understanding does not make the choosing easier. It makes it heavier. Because to understand is to know that whatever he does next will be his own doing, unrepeatable, unrecoverable, carved into the substance of his life with a finality that no philosophy can soften. This is the image. This is the moment. A man standing between two truths, neither of which will release him. The light falls, the shadows deepen, the figures walk, the silence waits, and he stands, perfectly still, perfectly aware, perfectly alone in the knowledge that freedom is not the absence of chains, but the presence of this, the weight of knowing that you must choose, that no one can choose for you, that the choice will matter, and that you will never know if you chose well. What if the trembling in his hands is not weakness, but the only honest response to being alive?